So actually this is for Jenny and Christina. When, you have this energy, right? Like that you talk about when you're working with your clients. Have you always felt that throughout your entire life that you had a higher level of energy than other people? Or is this something that you have really worked on and developed?
That's a great question. When I became a Reiki healer, essentially you're sending energy through your hands. And I had a flashback of when I was a child and I hurt my knee and put my hands on my knee and was like, I wish I could just heal this right here with my hands.
I love that story.
So sometimes a lot of people just aren't connected to the knowing that they already have. So you could be sitting here thinking, oh my gosh, I have no intuition. I have no clue what's going on inside of me. I will never be a healer. But think back, where were you a year ago? You know how much can change in that time? If you focused on yourself, your self-growth, your self-worth, all of that, your healing, you could shift into it. And so for me personally, I'm not sure about Jenny, but I have always had a connection to energy, spirit, all of that stuff, but it is something that I've consistently and consciously worked on to grow as well. So it's always been there, but I needed to, just like anything else, kind of hone into it to really have it grow. And now it's easy. I could walk up and be like, oh my gosh, what happened? Do you feel off? And you'll be like, we've never met. Sorry, hi. Tell me about your childhood. No.
But it's true.
I think at the end we should do an exercise of Christina going, okay, Jill, what's going on with you? And
yep, love it.
We can do that a post show, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, actually, Jill, with my story, I really didn't know that, in the Philippines, we're very spiritual. We're also very religious, like Catholic, and, but we believe in like spirituality and we call it spiritista. So there's like Dr. Quack Quack, like we call it Dr. Quack Quack. So anyway, so make the long story short, I at an early age I already knew that I'm something else. Like I'm not saying that I'm powerful. I didn't even know what gift means or gifted means. I just know that I have this extra energy. I didn't even know that we call it energy. I just know that there is something in me that can help people. Just like I started with my mom. So my mom would always ask me to massage her. And she'd tell me like, hey, Jenny, I want you to massage my stomach because it hurts. And every time you finish massaging me, I felt good about it. So that's one. And then, there's a lot of stories about me, magical, weird, crazy, witchy. And I'm going to talk to you guys about that this coming August, because that's going to be our episode. So healing and spiritual, and I would love Christina to be there again to tell her more of her story. So this is more of like true story. It's not about Reiki, it's not about healing, it's actually our true story. And this is gonna be somehow like a little creepy, but these are all true. The ghosts, the spirit guides, the angels.
I was a witness.
Yes, it's true. So anyways, Jill, with mine, I actually have this for a very, very long time. But of course, along the way, when you're growing up, you're get busy with other stuff. And, you set that aside. But it has always been with me. Like when I do card reading or energy reading, palm reading, it's always been with me. The only time that I really fully embrace it is when I hit my darkness. That was 2015. So when I embraced me and then I was in darkness, I saw myself, the thing that they always tell you, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. I've been in that dark tunnel, and then I realized, you know what? The light at the end of the tunnel is actually my reflection. It was my reflection. It is your reflection. It's not because, remember this, when you keep on moving, you keep on following the light at the end of the tunnel, and you'll be like, why am I still here, right? And then one day I woke up, I look at myself, I literally look at my heart chakra, and then I said, this is the light. That is actually my reflection. All along in that darkness, I was the light. Someone is guiding me, and someone is like connecting through me. And that's the light in here. And so the minute I recognize the inner light in me, and I said, this is it. No matter what it takes, no matter what it takes.
I feel like you almost met yourself.
Yes.
I've had similar moments.
You're
Yeah.
right? With you
when
too?
you realize that you have control. It's always been you. It's always
Yes.
been inside of you.
Yes.
Every single
I
one
get
of you has
goosebumps.
it.
Do you feel the same way, Christina, when you fully embrace who you are?
Mm-hmm. And that takes work. You know, sometimes it may appear easier for some people. You might have that moment or that God moment that people speak about or whatever. Wasn't that way for me, you know. But it's really just an acceptance and a knowing that we've heard this phrase. I feel like a lot of people have heard this phrase that, you know, everything you're searching for is already inside of you. Yes. And you're like, that sounds cool, whatever, but what does that really mean?
Yes.
Well, it means exactly that. Everything that you have ever searched for or wanted to be, you already are. And now let me word it a different way. Let's say in 10 years you become this epic person that you've always wanted to be. Well, when you were born, that heartbeat is the same as the heartbeat you'll have in 10 years. Same heart, same person. It's always been inside of you. Yes. So whoever you want to be, you can actually do that. It's already there. You just need some guidance sometimes. And it looks like Jenny was able to find her guidance from herself, which is so beautiful.
Yeah. So
what I find interesting and relatable as a coach when you're talking about all of this, right, is that it's inside of you. Is I often talk to my clients about their true identity, right? Their, you know, because society, their family, you know, friends, they want them to be a certain way, right? Act a certain way, do certain things, go to college, like all of these outside factors. But when you do connect your true identity, who you truly feel natural being, like, and it feels good, right? It feels like amazing. And like Jenny, you said, that's your light. That's what you knew. That's your passion and your purpose. And to be able to find that because it's your natural self and your true identity is just so powerful. And so I can relate to what you're talking about right now. That's awesome.
I really like your question, Jill. That made me like go back to when we really started, right? So Burns, you were saying something about like you have experienced the magical thing. You've experienced a lot.
Jenny connects with like spirits, you know, in the afterlife. And before I was like, you're full of shit.
Beep that out.
Beep.
Beep, beep, beep.
And I can't believe, like, I witnessed like how she's legit.
Really?
He has made a strong man cry because the dad who passed on and the mom who passed on actually connected with her, and this guy's like super strong trying to hold his jaws like clench and his eyes are like bloodshot already from trying to hold back tears. We were just casually having dinner. So so she had a meditation session at
San Ramon
a few years ago. So she had a meditation session at a massage, like a healing center in San Ramon. And we were all having dinner with my business partner and her girlfriend, who's a friend of mine. And we're just having dinner. And then suddenly, so Jenny was sitting right here, and the two were sitting across from us. And then we were eating, and Jenny's fork just flew. And she goes, ow! Like somebody hit her. And the wall, it's the wall beside her. Nobody was there.
What?
And she's like, and then she starts talking about like, how, stop it. And then I'm like,
You just look crazy, but she's not.
and then, yeah, there's energy, like somebody's here, blah, blah, blah. And she starts talking. And then she starts talking to the gentleman in front of me, my business partner. And it's like, there's somebody here in a military uniform, like with a really strong personality, trying to order me to do something. And then he goes, you know, my dad, he used to be in the military, blah, blah, blah. And then Jenny starts talking about, like, describing this man, and this guy's like, you know, slowly like, what is going on? You know, and then she's like, I see a female
Energy.
wearing a blue jacket, and she's singing. And then my business partner's like really crying now, like clenching. But my mother used to wear a blue jacket singing in a choir.
Yeah.
And so apparently he's had, like, the mom was in comatose for a really long time when he was like 15, and then the father passed away, so he became like the man of the house, so he had to grow up so quickly. And so that's where he got his like strong energy. And then he's like here crying because Jenny's saying like, oh, you know, your mom and dad are here with us right now and trying to communicate to you.
Yeah.
It was crazy. I'm like, oh my God.
That's wild.
I love that.
None of us.
So the mom is actually, they call the choir a blue lady singing choir.
Are in the church.
And even the mom even told
Prayer too.
Can you say that again?
She have known their prayer if not the mother was dictating to her to speak to my business partner.
Yeah.
And that's like legit.
So I even told her that, I even told him that, well, your mom wants to remind you about your prayer, like, angel of God, my guardian dear, whom is love and trust me here, every night.
On her bedside.
Every night.
Every night while she was in coma.
Yeah. And even his brother's name, his dad mentioned it to me.
To check up on him.
Yeah, yeah. So, well, I'm not, okay, some people.
Many experiences that I've witnessed.
So, well, so there's, okay, so there, sometimes we call ourselves like psychic medium, right? But I call myself a spiritual messenger. Because a psychic medium, anytime they can accept spirit to talk to them and deliver the message. It's gonna be crazy for me because sometimes this happens. It happens all the time. Like we're dining out, and all of a sudden I look at this person in front of me, and there's like a message that this spirit wants to talk to me, to that stranger. And I was like, no. I learned how to say no. I learned how to say no. So I call myself, I just allow myself to connect to spirits whom I really like be comfortable with. So, but the psychic mediums.
Psychic. I mean, like, there's a negative connotation. When you say psychic, I'm like, people will immediately say, what am I thinking right now?
Yeah, right?
What's the lottery number?
Yeah, right. So Jenny, did you find that this was something that you, similar to Jill's question, had to almost build and grow and connect to? Or were you just 5 years old talking, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I actually, I do have a long story about that, how I really turned my third eye open. And it's like, I can't say that for me, it's accidentally, because I was just like playing that time. But then I knew that I was already guided. So I'm going to talk more about that later on. But with your question, it's innate, it's a gift. Ever since I was a kid, I can already see ghosts. Mm-hmm. But you know, in spiritual world, we don't call them ghosts. We call them spirits. We call them angels. We call them like spirit guides. So the ghost, if you're coming from a place of darkness and you see ghosts, or these ghosts are like dark or negative, you have to look at your inner being. You have to look at yourself. Why am I seeing these things? Instead of like seeing angels and lights and spirit guides, meaning that you're going through something. Maybe you have like a problem, you have anxiety, you have like whatever, past traumas, whatever that may be. So with Christina and I, we can actually see exactly where you're coming from, where you're at the certain moment. So for example, with Rachi, if you're going through something, that is somehow like a psychic thing, right? That we can actually see and feel your energy. And I can almost like hear you talking to me. That's how I do it. I don't know with Christina here. So Jill, you have to be careful with me because I know what you're thinking. I was like, oh my God.
No.
Oh my God, we're like friends, but you like know.
But the good thing about this, Jill, is that even the good thing about this is because we're friends, so I know a lot about you already. So I don't have to do that.
And so it's different for everyone with
Yeah.
a gift like this. Like for Jenny, she'll hear things and see things, and for me, it's more of an emotion.
Mhm.
For example, I had a client yesterday, a Reiki client. So I was just working through her body, and I felt all of the emotions she was feeling during the trauma that she witnessed that was manifesting in this part of her body, and then the next part of her body, and the next. So then, after the session, we sit down and I say, you had an emotional abuse or trauma, like, tell me about that. And she's like, yeah, and then, I'm like, okay, well, that's manifesting here. So we'll work through that. And then, so you're going through a relationship with, I can just feel the emotion that they're feeling when they go through something that is stuck inside of them. And that's what I help release. So it's different. And then of course I see, I'm sorry, Jenny, what?
Christina, do you also cry when you feel the energy? Because
Do I cry?
Yeah, sometimes I cry. Like I'm the one who's crying for them.
Usually that, oh yeah.
Yeah,
So
right.
usually that happens more so when I know the person
Mm,
because I'm hurting for them.
yes, yes.
And it used to be very overwhelming feeling someone else's emotions, but I've been able to now separate it. So I'll protect myself before I go into a session so
Yes.
that I can openly feel it, but I can come from a place that's of, okay, let's release it. Let's let go of it.
Yes.
So
Talking about the practice before you start with your Reiki. So what do you do? I know you do it every single day because we have to, right? As a
my
like,
bubble,
yeah,
creating my bubble.
I like that.
So here's something everyone can do. You all can do this. So if you get overwhelmed in situations with a lot of people, or if you are going into a place with maybe someone you don't get along with very well, or if you're going to a family event, that chaos ensues every time, things like that. Just protecting your own energy is huge. You don't have to be a practitioner or a Reiki healer or anything, but it's a simple way of just aligning yourself with yourself so that nothing can really penetrate. So a simple way to do that is we'll do it right now. So go ahead and you can close your eyes.
Yeah. So I put you on the spotlight.
Perfect. Is that why I just got huge and now I can see
Yes.
myself? So I like to put my left hand over my heart, my right hand over my belly. You're just really tuning into those chakras. So as you breathe in, slow down your breath. And as you exhale, make it even longer than your inhale. And just start by imagining a ball of white light in your heart. And as you breathe, every inhale, the ball of light just gets bigger and bigger and larger. And soon it's encompassing your entire body. It can be almost an oval if you'd like it to be. And then allow it to grow so it extends further from your body. So it's about a foot around. It's like your aura. It's a big oval around you. And you can do this as long as you'd like, but we'll take one more breath in. Open mouth, let it go. And then open your eyes. And just by doing that, you're connected to yourself, and it kind of gives you this shield so that if someone else is really upset, you're not like it's just like, oh, okay, they're upset. It has nothing to do with me. It
Yes.
just helps you protect yourself. So that's really helpful to do. And I'll do that before a session, so I'm not weeping for them, you know, during a session.
It's true. Sometimes I have like last week, I have 3 clients, and I was like, can I really do this? Because I know it's too much, right? Especially with the 6 planets in retrograde. Thank God that Scorpio and Pisces is not actually affected. We are actually in a opposite flow. So we get more of the energy, good energies rather than bad. But surprisingly, I was so weak, like literally my eyes, my breathing, I'm like, wait a second. Because I remember when Jill asked you, Christina, if we get affected by it. You know what? Sometimes when you, this is my bad, because I didn't really prepare for that. So lesson learned. So before we really begin with the session, there is a daily practice. You have to meditate. You have to feel it. You have to bubble yourself with this beautiful light. And as for me, it's my purple light color. So again, it depends on, and then when you talk about the aura, I really felt it. It's like I'm growing, right? And it feels like your energy is moving out of your body and covering your whole body. So if I were you, Rochi and Jill, Burns already knows this, try to Google the auric field, and that will give you the picture, the image of what Christina just said. So thank you so much for just allowing your beautiful soul for today's episode, and I can't wait for you to join us again this August, and that's for sure.
Yes. Thank you guys so much for having me. This was so much fun. I loved it. I love sharing my energy, and I love absorbing everyone else's. It's so great. That's something I love, is connection. So thank you for that. But you can find me, so life coaching and Reiki sound like 2 entirely different things, but whether you come see me for either of those things, you'll get the other one. They just kind of mesh together for me, you know, because I'm reading your energy as we're coaching through things, and it all just comes together. But I am a life coach and I'm a Reiki healer. You can find me, my website is ChristinaHealing.com. We're doing a yoga Reiki healing retreat in Costa Rica in January, if anyone wants to join us. Flights right now are so inexpensive, so like half. But we're so excited for that. I would love to share that with all of you. Let's see, that was my website. You can find me on Instagram, Christina Reese Coaching, or email ChristinaReeseCoaching@gmail.com.
How about
I
on
think
Facebook?
Facebook, it's my name, Christina Reese, Life Coach.
Yeah. So do you have a Facebook page?
Oh, my cat's saying hello.
Yes.
Yes, I have a page.
Yeah.
I don't know if you'll have links, but I can send you that link. I will be doing a Reiki workshop for Reiki 1 and 2 to become a practitioner, or again, just to heal yourself. That's August 1st and 2nd. It's a 2-day workshop. You're learning Reiki 1 the first day, Reiki 2 the second day, as I mentioned. A lot of that is through Zoom, so we can socially distance, but of course, we'll get into all the details. But it is for anyone, for any level. You don't have to be a level of anything. You don't have to have an expectation, and that is something we talked about a lot today. Let go of your expectations. If you want to learn and grow as a person, it's a beautiful thing to try. So each day is about 6 hours long. So it's like an intensive workshop.
Nice.
Yes, I'm excited. I'm so excited.
My experience here was wonderful. So wonderful. So much fun. It's so great to connect with people that are very authentic and are genuine and love to learn and learn about you. I had so much fun. It was definitely a highlight of my day so far. And after things like this, I'm just going to be glowing and just get so much. It's just so much fun to connect. I felt very welcome, very happy, connected.
Yes.
Thank you for having me. It's been such a pleasure.
Thank you so much, Christina. Well, you know what? We are so pleased and very grateful for you. And thank you for saying yes to us. And you did a good job. You really shared a lot of like your magical experience. And I learned a lot too. See, the good thing about being a healer myself is that I'm so open. We are so open to learning. I love hearing other people's story, and even like, for example, with Jill, Rochi, and Burns, they have an amazing stories as well, and they didn't know that they have this magical light inside of them as well. We just have a different magic and gift. So if I were you, listen to Christina, find it in your core, find it in your heart, allow your sacredness to fill you in, and so you can see the light in you. And I'm just, yes.
I was just going to say, so after this call, I hope you all take a couple of deep breaths, tune into your breath, and then that'll just reset you before you move on to the next part of your day. You can do that between everything, right after work, right before you pick the kids up, and it's just a nice reset.
Yes. Thank you for that, Christina.
Thank
And
you.
now, so, ladies,